Congratulations, I found the God of the Quran. I specifically chose this scene. It describes the God, Allah, that the Quran and the Bible want you to fear. 1 In the Quran, it is said that 8 angels carry the throne of God, 7 in the Bible, but in this scene, 12 people carry it. It may represent the 12 branches of the Israelites. 2 Leonidas says you must be, he. In Arabic it means el-Lahu, meaning, Allah. Allah is not a special name. The biblical equivalent of God is Lord King. 3 Xerxes is a tyrant, powerful, ruthless and noble Persian king. Leonidas continues in the scene, saying, "You are a generous God, the King of Kings, and they will fear my spears more than your whip." The same thing is said about Allah in the Quran and the Bible, the God of gods, the chief God, the only God, Lord King. Interestingly, Xerxes' whip is also mentioned in verse 13 of Surah Al-Fajr. 4 In the second part of the movie, Xerxes stays in a pool of golden water for a while and emerges from there as a god with superior powers, just like the Egyptian gods and pharaohs. Another detail caught my eye here. Xerxes is also depicted as taller, like the pharaoh gods. I think in the past, giants were called gods or they were symbolic figures drawn to show that they were big, powerful. Giants are considered to be the successors of the Nephilim and are mentioned in the Bible in Numbers 13:31-33. I think there may be a family connection between the Egyptian gods, the pharaohs, and Xerxes. In fact, it is said that the pharaohs also injected gold water into their blood. 5 The Persian king says, "I am a generous God, I will give you this, I will give you that, I will make you king, but first you must kneel." While he is saying these, a figure resembling the Eye of Ra appears behind Leonidas. 6 As for the issue of kneeling, the God described in the Quran also demands this from the unbelievers. There are many verses about this. 7 When Leonidas does not accept this, Xerxes says he will erase your history. Just like the looting of the Library of Alexandria. 8 In the last part of the scene Leonidas says, "The world will know that free men stood up to a tyrant." From these stories, it is understood that in the past, tyrant king gods fought against slave people who wanted freedom. I think so too. In my other videos, I have explained in detail why revelations and prophets no longer come and how people defeated the gods. There are many verses in the holy books about this. 9 Finally, the animal figures on the throne of Xerxes are similar to the animal figures on the throne of the god described in the biblical revelation. I can extract dozens of religious messages from this movie and show you their sources from the Quran and the Bible. Most movies reference religious books, but those who cannot analyze them deeply cannot understand the hidden messages in these movies. For example, in the scene where Leonidas consults the magicians' oracles on the hill. Especially during the time of the Egyptian civilization, these prophets were very valuable people and their words were not to be ignored. Question what you believe and why. The Quran and the Bible describe such tyrant gods and command us to fear them. When we bring together the characteristics described for gods in holy books, Sumerian tablets and ancient myths, a strong human profile emerges. I have explained these one by one in my other videos. In other words, even the supreme God you call Allah is actually a human being like you and me, but a being that is more intelligent, stronger and more talented than us. Just like Xerxes. You cannot prove that God is a spiritual being, because there is no such imaginary being.